Hi guys, do you usually take large suitcases with you on vacation? Do you love hanging around airport carousels waiting for your luggage? Worse yet, have you ever had to report lost luggage to the airline desk, then wait for endless hours in your hotel for your luggage to show up? Well, if you don't mind those things, then I suggest you switch this video off because it's not really designed for you. On the other hand, if you're interested in the joy of traveling light, then keep watching my short video. We have traveled to Europe several times. And the last 3 occasions, we traveled really light. On one of those occasions, we did so for 6 weeks, using planes, trains, and a car over several cities in Europe. And what a joy it was to be really freed of the burden of suitcases. First, I give kudos to Rick Steves, who first injected this idea into my mind when I saw how wonderful he traveled across Europe. And since then, we are really thoroughly enjoying doing this. A little later, I'll show you exactly how I pack and what I do. But in the meantime, let me share with you a couple tips. First of all, we start off with a packing list. We never want to forget something so important as our GPS with our European maps. Secondly, all our clothes are polyester based, so they dry very swiftly rather than using cotton, which, although comfortable, takes a long time to dry. And now shoes, guys. I take 1 pair. This one happens to be a leather pair done by Joseph Siebel, extremely comfortable and very versatile. So I can use it if I'm hiking or walking the town, or if I'm going out for an evening and wearing a dress pants. I use cubes for packing. So I roll my shirts and my shorts and so on and put them into the cubes so I know that they're all together. When I pull that particular cube out, I know what's inside, so I don't have to go through rummaging the whole knapsack. What we do, especially if we're traveling from one city to the other, making short trips or staying for maybe 1 or 2 nights, we wash in the evening and allow our clothes or underwear to dry overnight. Next day, we're good to go. I always carry my international telephone because problems can occur anytime, as they did once we were in Jordan when Jeanette fell and I had to contact an emergency to come rescue her off the side of a mountain. I take a sanitizer, and the first thing I do when I enter the aircraft is to sanitize all the areas that we touch. The tray table, the handles, the knobs for changing the channels on the TV, and especially now we've learned the headrest, which is one of the most dangerous places on a plane when it comes to germs. And now a security tip. Before we leave Canada, we photocopy our passports and leave them with our family. The same goes for credit cards. This next one may appear trivial, but I saw a good friend of mine using a face cloth to keep himself cool. So what we do, we take these along with us, moisten them before we leave for the day, and keep them in a plastic Ziploc bag. And when we need to, we just use it to wipe our face and our neck when the sun is very hot and we're dripping in sweat. Believe me, it really makes you feel comfortable. So thanks, Udell. If you're looking in New York, thank you so much for that tip. Now, the security of money and passports. They both go into a pouch like this. This is the one I use, and Jeanette has a similar one. So we put the bulk of our money in this. Jeanette keeps some, I keep another portion, and the passports as well. Money that is to be used on that particular day, we put in our pockets, which would be a much smaller amount. But the bulk of it goes in here. And what I do is secure it like this over my neck and down to my waist. Then I tighten the cord and place the pouch on my right side between my body and my underpants. So it's very difficult for pickpockets to get access to it. As you know, in Europe, Many pickpockets roam the streets, particularly where there are crowds. They try to distract you, or they appear to be a mom with a kid begging. Be careful. Certainly, with this security, it's very difficult for them to get access, and that's so important. I know many people who have lost money while they're on vacation, and it's just a whole bunch of misery. So secure your money and your passport. I make it a habit of letting the Canadian government embassies know our itinerary and have a method of contacting us, because you never know when you visit strange countries or different countries if problems occur and you need help from the government. In fact, a couple of years ago when we were entering Portugal from Spain, we got an email from the Canadian government warning us about the raging fires that ravaged a certain part of Portugal in the exact area that we were going to visit in the next few days. So that was extremely helpful, and I highly recommend that. And now in my next segment, I will actually show how I pack and how I put my stuff together. So just watch for it. Here we have a typical polyester pair of shorts that I will be taking, and the typical polyester shirt. So this is what I do. Just fold it, then roll it tightly. Press that aside, then take the shirt, same thing, just roll it tightly so they fit neatly. Into one of the cubes I mentioned, which is this. So here we go. We've got shorts and shirts in here, neatly packed, and this is just one of two with all my clothes in them. So here guys is the knapsack I use, very functional. This one is Mountain Hardware. You know, it's an average knapsack, but very functional. As I said, the zippers work great, and you've got some pockets on the side, and you've got the smaller compartments here, so you could put things like medication, vitamins, whatever. I've got my cap in here, and I can put a lot of my electronic connections, batteries and so on in here as well. So these are my cubes in here. That's one, here's another, and some other sundry stuff. And finally my toiletries, which is also in a cube, which I stick in here and zip up nicely. There you go. Secure the small pockets on the side of the back, and here we go. We're ready to travel. Finally guys, I hope you enjoyed my short video. It is designed to entice you and to encourage you to abandon heavy luggage and be brave. Take the plunge, travel light. The airlines may not like you because they can't charge you overweight, but hey, it is the most liberating experience that one can enjoy, especially if you're traveling in Europe, going from city to city, whether on train or plane or using your car. Easy. Thanks guys. If you have a comment below, just write it in.